Hello everybody, my name is Nkwane and I film about marriage, I film about spirituality and my journey in writing. If you are new here, you are very welcome. Don't forget to like, to subscribe to this channel if you like to see more content, and if you are a returning subscriber, you are more than welcome. I feel like sometimes when we get married, we are so excited with the concept of love. We're excited, we're in love, and we don't understand that sometimes there are disadvantages, and that sometimes whatever thing that you are doing, I feel like if you understand it beforehand, you are able to sort of take anything head on, because you have psychologically prepared. You understand the depths of what you are getting yourself into, because I feel like sometimes a lot of us, the reality of marriage, we only get to see it when we are already inside marriage, when you're already inside the institution. So the first thing that I want us to consider is lack of resources. The number one major disadvantage of marrying young is lack of resources. Lack of resources. This is what I mean. When you marry young, it's very possible that you're going to marry somebody who is either not done with their degree, or somebody who is done with their degree but are still waiting for employment. You're going to marry somebody who is still not sure what their career paths, they're still not sure what they want to do and what they want to pursue. Probably they have this degree but they want to change entirely or do something else. You're going to meet somebody who has an idea for business but they haven't even implemented or even strategized how they're gonna map the entire thing out. So what that means is you're going to marry somebody who is not yet financially stable, who hasn't attained financial stability. So then it is important to note that it means that it will take time for you to move in your dream home. It will take time for you to drive your dream car. So obviously it needs you to apply the highest level of patience, where you tell somebody, you know what, I'm with you. Baby steps. I know that this is going to take time. And I want you to know that I'm patient with you and I'm willing to be patient with you. It also needs the highest level of sensitivity, where you have to be sensitive, obviously, especially, a woman to a man, because generally men are providers and, so generally they have that provider ego going on. That the highest level of sensitivity would be, I trust you. With you on patrol, I know we're not going to starve. I trust you with our family. I trust you with our children. I know it's going to work out eventually. I trust you. You are hardworking. You are smart. You will think of something. Everything is going to work out. I trust who I married. I trust who I got for a partner. But you should also be in a position where you guard against unnecessary pressure for update. That generally when we're married, especially when we're married and starting out, that you should guard against the pressure for update. You just recently got married, you want to move in 3 beds, 4 beds, you want to move in a certain neighborhood, and you just started out. And you know that if you were to be honest with yourself, you can't afford this kind of lifestyle. You can't afford to rent out a 4-bed when you are just starting. So what are you doing? So we need to be in a place where we guard against pressure for update, where you want to change hairstyles every now and then, where you want to do your nails every now and then, when you want to buy a certain car, just so that it appears to people that you are really doing well. That it appears that you are really, this marriage thing is working for you, and, you are trying to put up a picture that you are doing well. That is unwise. The best decision that you can make is to at least have a certain level of financial control when you are starting. Because I believe that marriage already is a very challenging institution to establish, and it's already a challenging institution. The worst thing that you can do is, on top of this challenge, to put another challenge, another pressure, another maybe financial conflicts that might arise. So if you are going to decide, if you're going to fall in love, if you're going to feel like God is saying you should marry this person, and if you are going to desire to get married and you are young, my advice will be, take patience with you as you walk down the altar, because you are not gonna get your dream home in a few months' time. You're not gonna get your dream car in a few months' time. So when you get married young, understand this and take this with you, that it will require a certain level of patience, because it will take time before you attain a certain level of financial stability. Another disadvantage of marrying young is marrying somebody who is undeveloped or partially developed in their character. That there are certain aspects of our character that is, oh, my husband just came. There are certain aspects to our character that is partially developed or not developed at all. Because growth comes in two ways. Growth comes with age. Older people know things that younger people do not know. And growth also comes with perpetual exposure to challenges and situations, that as you are maybe exposed to certain challenges, exposed to certain situations, they develop patience, they develop endurance, and they develop a certain level of muscle that you wouldn't otherwise develop if you're not exposed to those things. So when you marry young, it's a possibility that now you're marrying somebody, obviously you're marrying somebody who hasn't mastered emotions. You are marrying somebody who still struggles with mood swings. You are marrying somebody who hasn't dealt with aspects of who still struggles with anger management. You marry somebody who is still generally not even sure who they are. You can marry somebody who tells you, I don't know the kind of person that I am, because they're still yet to discover those things. So when you marry young, you're marrying somebody who doesn't know yet the kind of person they're going to become as a parent, the kind of person they're going to become as a pastor, the kind of person they're going to become as a business owner, the kind of person they're going to become as a billionaire, the kind of person they're going to become as an adult in the community. You don't even know the kind of person that they're going to become if they are still unemployed for the next 10 years. Okay, now when frustrating moments pile up, what am I going to become in that situation? What am I going to become if I realize that I can't conceive? Who am I going to become when you see, these are things that you are still yet to discover. So that's why I'm saying that there is a bit of a disadvantage when you marry somebody young. So this is to say that clearly then we still have to apply a certain level of patience with the people that we marry, because the reality is, if you decide to marry young, this is the kind of package that you're going to get. So it is unfair to expect a trouble-free, powerful, put-together kind of package, because we are going to marry young, and there are certain things that we are still going to figure out along the way. So we need to apply patience, and we need to be able to hold somebody's hand in their journey of self-discovery. That when I discover myself as a mom, my husband should be able to hold my hand to discover myself in the process. When he discovers himself as a dad, I should be able to understand that this is also a new territory to him, and it's not going to come with a certain level of expertise and knowing what to do and knowing when to do it. To say that patience is needed. So I guess the whole reason for this entire video is just so that we know that when we have fallen in love and when we want to get married, I'm sure there are disadvantages of marrying when you are older, but the disadvantage of marrying when you are young, resources and aspects of our character that are not developed, that we should understand that when we say I love you and I want to marry you, that what we are really in reality saying that I want to be patient with you. We should just always remember this, that when I walk down the aisle and I'm young, I should bring patience with me to the altar, because it will take time before maybe things take shape. And then I think that is probably a bit of a frustrating element when now you're married and you realize, but other things are not working out. But I'm not getting a job. But I'm broke and I'm supposed to provide. But this thing is not working out. That when you are walking down the aisle and you married young, you should understand this at the back of your head. You should understand that one of the things that I should bring with me to the altar is patience, because it will take time. If somebody were to ask me, Odi, you have been single and now you're married, choose maybe between these two, which one would you prefer? Like now, if somebody was to give you an option, do you want to go back to being single or do you want to continue being married? Honestly speaking, my decision, or what I would say, is that I would love to be married and to continue being married. Like I would choose to be married over and over and over and over and over again without even hesitating one bit, because I believe that marriage makes me a better person, and I love what it does to me as a person, that it develops aspects to my character that probably I wouldn't otherwise have developed if I wasn't married, and I love that it teaches me to not be selfish. I get to consider how another person is feeling, and I get to consider what the other person wants, and I get to consider how I can be maybe of help to another person. I'm not always thinking, me, what do I want, what do I want to eat, what do I consider, you get it. I get to always consider the other person, and for me it makes me a better person. And I love the fact that I got married at 25. My husband was 27, and we are growing together and we are developing together. And when I suck at this, he calls me on it and I get to work on it. And when he sucks on something else, because we are a team, and in the process we are developing